All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into my makeup. So again, I'll link everything below that I'm using, but I just wanted to do a chit chat. Get ready with me. As you guys can see, it's kind of nice to be able to film at my house. I had to just reimagine my space because I was just getting really myopic. I don't know if you guys know what that term means, but it means basically when you're, well, this is my best, this is the homeschooled kid trying to give you the meaning of what a word is. From my understanding, myopic means you're seeing it just through your point of view, so it becomes very tunnel vision and you're not able to kind of see the broad perspective. So that was definitely happening to me. I was becoming very myopic to my own situation. My dog, Cash, is driving me insane. He literally was barking outside, so then I was like, all right, Cash, do you want to come inside? And now he wants to go back outside, so I'm gonna let him out. So I had to reimagine this whole space. So I'm actually filming in my kitchen, and what's cool is we have like a floating island table thing. And so just like at the studio, the camera is in front of me, and then I have a light here, and then I have all of my makeup right here in this area. Actually, I will take a little clip from my point of view so you guys can kind of see what I'm working with. I like to give you guys both points of view, so here you go. So this is what I'm working with. So I've got a very tiny, you know, little setup, and so I was thinking very myopic and not understanding how I could create content. But so you can see from here, it actually looks pretty good. And then I've got the kitchen. So you gotta make do, you know? And honestly, I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable here in my own space. I know it's been saged. I know it's like full of good vibes, and I can just be more myself. So I've got my robe, I've got my coffee. Corey is already at church. So let's see, yeah, the first service he's doing is about 30 minutes in. I'm gonna either go to the 11 or the 1 p.m. He does all three, so when he's singing, typically I just like to kind of have my morning to myself, which is always nice, just to, you know, when you're married, it's like you're together all the time, but I don't mind it if I have a morning to myself. It's kind of nice. So just wanted to do a get ready with me. And I kind of thought it'd be fun. I was inspired by Milena, I think is her name, here on YouTube. Her channel is blowing up right now. She has the most amazing content. Very inspired by her, and she's probably 10 years younger than me, maybe even more. I was looking through pictures this morning, and it's almost like it's been a blur the past couple years. And I was looking over some of my, you know, Facebook memories that have been coming up, and it's just really crazy. I think this is a really, this video is basically going over and over and over about how easy it is to get myopic of your own situation. So we'll keep that the theme for today, to really challenge yourself to look outside and to maybe look back at some memories. Remember where you were feeling at the time, like what you were feeling at the time inside your heart, inside your spirit. Just drop in for a second. And when you look at yourself in old pictures, it's not to look back and live there and stay there. It's to find that resonance again. So as I begin, I know I sound like hippy dippy, but I'm not kidding you guys. I had to find my home again, which was in myself. And I had been letting, you know, just dark thoughts rule my narrative for a long time of, I mean, whether it was danger of comparison and looking at other people, or if it was living just in negativity, even though I'm posting all this positive stuff to you guys on the daily basis. I post it because I'm almost, you know, writing it to myself. I need it as an outlet to myself too. I'm not just trying to say this stuff because I want you guys to think my life is perfect, because it is surely not. It is extremely messy and authentic and raw between the stuff that Corey and I have been going through over these last couple of years. It's all a tricky mind game, this whole business. It really is. I mean, I'm sitting here in my kitchen talking to a camera or a mirror of myself because I can see myself in this little screen right here. So I'm talking to you guys, but also talking to myself. So it's a really interesting thing. I think there's really something powerful about this experience, to be quite frank, because I've heard other influencers describe it as almost like therapy. Obviously, I think it's probably important to do both. Don't just do this as therapy. I think it's very important to get feedback from a unbiased sort of guide. It's really a guide. That's what they are. And but this is very therapeutic to kind of get your thoughts on camera and be able to look back. I love going back and watching some older videos of mine. It's almost like with creating content for me, and people say this about music, they say this about art, you know, whether it's paint to canvas or, you know, lyric to melody, filming to upload, there we go. That is creating art, right? It's tapping into more of a creative source. And sometimes I don't even remember not only filming it, not only shooting it, but then even pulling it into the computer and editing it. It's a pretty, I mean, it's an intense formula, but now I've done probably over 600 videos in my career so far. So that's not including, you know, obviously on Instagram and all the other social media, but after doing it for so long, again, as in anything, as this whole theme of this video, you can get really, really into your own groove and just kind of start taking things for granted in a big way. And I think if there's anything I want to leave you guys with today is to be very careful getting too into your own narrative, that you can't almost be an observer of it as well. You're just kind of like running and gunning, and this society really helps us in getting in those zones where we're just kind of like robotic, very I would never encourage you guys to do anything that I wouldn't do myself, by the way. When I say that, I want you to know that I am practicing these things, and that's why I say that. I want to come from a place of you guys relating and seeing that I am actually practicing this myself. So I want to encourage you guys to wake up every morning. This is what I've been doing. And I do a nice stretch. I went ahead and downloaded the app Headspace as well. I've been trying to implement daily meditations. Corey is really, really disciplined at that, and I'll be honest, I really fell behind, and I was kind of a lot more lazy with that, and it really shows up in your life if you're not really fully aligned. So I went ahead and downloaded Headspace, and I did go ahead and pay for the annual. I think it's like $100, but I thought of it like this. I was really hesitant when I was gonna buy it, and I almost didn't. And I was like, you know what? Like, that's a lot of money. I'm not gonna download that. Like, why would I download that? There's free ones on YouTube. And then I thought back, and I was like, and I had to like take my thought in and go, why would I say that? So I thought about, you know, why it was that I was not really keen on buying that. When I go and get my nails done, I go and I, you know, I could easily spend $100 on a dinner for Corey and I. I love food. That's where we spend most of our money. But yet, I didn't want to spend an annual fee for a year, one whole year, on a meditation app. The reason why this is not sponsored, by the way, by Headspace, but the reason I went ahead and got it was because they have different categories. So you can wake up and let's say you're feeling anxious, so you have anxiety, or they have one for self-esteem that I'm going through right now, and it's really, really great. They have all different categories. So yes, could you go on YouTube and get one for free? Yeah, absolutely. But this I just like because it's tracking your progress every time you check in every day. It has these great little animations, and I just find it to be really great. But again, to each their own. So that's one thing I recommend. And they have one where you can pay, it's like $12 a month or something instead of paying that upfront, like 90 something dollars. So I went ahead and just paid the year upfront because then it ends up being cheaper. But I have now become a lot more aligned, mind, body, spirit. I am working on that. And it's helped me really get out of this crazy rut. And let me just be really transparent with you. And this is hard for me to do, but it's true. I was basing a lot of why I was off on like our marriage, and I was trying to find every excuse under the sun of, you know, why I was off. And I was like, oh, well, there's this and there's this. And then I finally started going, ew, Lynette, grow up. Like, what does radical responsibility look like? Going always outside of yourself and the reasons why you're not creating content. So the truth is, I bless everything that happened over the last couple of years. I bless every single experience, and I give gratitude to every single experience, every distraction, and all of it, because if I didn't go through all of that and didn't fall really behind, I wouldn't be where I am today. So it takes, every time you go on a journey, it's very easy to get so focused on like being self-critical, and it's easy to do because we all just kind of, you know, are hustle and grind and like hashtag rise and grind and all this stuff. But it is very important to also give yourself grace. Give your vessel grace. Give your mind grace. Give your heart grace. Because you guys, everyone is in process. We are each in process, and that looks very different to different people. So some people may have been going, what is Lynette doing? She's like really unfocused. Again, this is my own tape going through my head. Always wondering what people think. And then I finally had to go, fuck that. Like, shut up. Shut up. That little like voice in your head that's like, oh yeah, people are probably like, just turn it off. Turn it off. I heard this analogy once that talked about having a bouncer at the, like at your mind's gate, like at the gate of your mind that lets thoughts in. And to just be this, like, think of this little bouncer that basically says you're allowed in or you're not allowed in. That's how we have to treat our thoughts sometimes, because sometimes these ones creep in, you guys, and they absolutely paralyze you. And they sound a lot like fear, sound a lot like doubt, like lack of worthiness. And that is definitely something that I have been trying to ninja my way out of. Just like all of us. I mean, I don't think any single person on this whole flipping earth could say that they have not been struggling with that. And you know why? Because of this. Because of a lot of social media, a lot of us being distracted and kind of just looking outside of themselves. So it's time to come back home. It's time to come back to center. So I've really been praying for a while now, the last, pretty much the whole year. I'm just going, God, please, I know that you have me here now. I know that you have me here. But how can I begin to affect the beauty community? I don't want to just be in it. I don't want to be just getting invited to events and just kind of being an observer and just seeing how other people are doing things. And I don't know, I had become such an observer role. I had lost understanding that I am unique and I have so much to offer and say to the world. And so I became just just like growing up, you guys, because I was homeschooled, as I said. So I was very much of an observer. So it took me really growing up. I have no other choice now. I'm about to be 32. Geez. So, I mean, all of a sudden I was like, I need to mature. I need to realize my value. I cannot let early childhood development stuff, early childhood experiences continue to roll my narrative. I can't do this. I am worthy. I don't know why I've always felt like not worthy to be in this industry. It's so hard to explain to you guys. I'm not gonna get emotional. Because I'm like, I don't know. It's like I didn't prepare to like get emotional about it. But as I'm hearing myself talk, I'm like, you know, hearing myself say it. That's what it is. See, this is why it's therapy, because you say it and then you hear yourself say it. Sometimes I do kind of want to know what some of my friends have thought that are also in this business, because I've been so disenchanted, you guys. I have been so tired of this industry, and I just kept saying, oh, well, it's just because, I mean, everyone's tired. Everyone's tired of this industry. We've been doing it for a long time, but the truth is that it's worthiness, because there's people that are always 10 steps or 100 steps ahead of you. So when you're a content creator, you're like, well, fuck, I don't have the next new drone to come down while me and Corey are in Italy and show everything that's happening. So it just becomes, again, the danger of comparison and a very myopic view of what, you know, you have in front of you. And that's why I wanted to do that giveaway for that 5-minute journal, because I want to challenge myself starting January 1st. That's why I bought them at the end of the year. January 1st, I want to commit to at least every single day writing down, you know, journaling through that and just really reminding myself to center and to not get so lost, because where you are is exactly where you need to be, and where I am is exactly where I needed to be. Times are becoming very precarious as to what my next move is. I've really considered pretty much quitting. I've considered just moving into a completely different direction. I've considered starting a new channel with like other people. I've considered, you know, just trying to keep going. Like, I've literally nailed every single one down and like put the pros and cons mentally. I should actually write it down. And then I'll get like, so I'll say that I'm gonna quit, and I'll be like, yeah, so Corey, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this like final mic drop, and it's gonna like rock the beauty community's world, because I'm gonna say this is why I'm leaving and this and that. and then I think of how not everybody has the opportunity to create content like this. And even if it's 10 of you that are watching and feeling inspired, then my job is done. And then I'll get a message to reaffirm that, like right after I'm thinking that thought. And then I'll get a message from one of you on Instagram that just says, thank you so much, you inspire me every day, and this and that. And then I just feel like absolute piece of shit, because I'm like, see, Lynette, like, you're so ungrateful. What's wrong with you? I honestly did not prepare for this at all. I just decided I wanted to film today at my house, and I did not know what was going to come out. So thank you for listening if you've made it this far. I don't even know what I'm doing with my makeup. Anyways, what do you guys think about all this? I just want to start. I said on Instagram a couple days ago that I am working on an entire rebrand. So if you saw that, then you know that that's already kind of been in the works. As I've been preparing to exit out from the Ipsy family, I'm a planner, so I want to just really start making this a smooth transition and kind of figuring out, you know, my next step. So I have a couple things in the works, definitely. One that I really look forward to sharing, because you guys will absolutely get to benefit from that in a big way. And a couple other things, just like as far, what I mean by rebrand is kind of just, I'm really learning how I want to be seen in this frequency of content creator. I want to just be seen as more of a spiritual guide. I'm just really exploring more about my spirituality. So I thought today is a good day to kind of obviously begin that as I'm heading to church. And I want to start breaking down my walk with who I believe God is. And my journey has been like this. It's not, you know, I think it's always the mysteries of the kingdom. There's never, I don't know, for me, I've never been the type that's, I know that I am 100% sure about God, but I'm just still on a journey to finding, I'm in my 30s, so I'm exploring just kind of all different things that weren't necessarily always taught to me because I need to experience it for myself. That's just always how I've been. I just can't just watch and learn and listen and then just claim it as my own if I haven't experienced it. That's not how I am, and that's not the way I learn. So I have been definitely exploring my spirituality, and I want to share more of that with you guys. And Corey and I want to do like weekly live streams talking about marriage and maybe inviting other guests on, and then upstreaming that to a podcast. And then I'm working on another podcast as well that I'm very excited about because it's more in this vein, more like beauty, inward beauty, that kind of thing. Very excited about that. So again, I just had to get outside of my own crazy messy head and get over myself, really. That's for sure. I just need to get over myself.
3 hours later.
Have you guys ever done that where you're doing your makeup and talking and then realizing, like, what am I even doing? I don't even want to be wearing this much makeup today. I'm gonna do it. I know, I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot right now. At least I'm self-aware. I'm wiping it. It's too much. It's too much. I can't do it. The truth is, my brushes were just washed. So if you guys saw me in the beginning, just like going like this over and over, it's because they're actually still wet. I washed them last night. So a lot of my brushes are putting too much color on because they're wet. So the color choice that I was choosing to use with wet brushes is probably not the best. So let's not start with red. How about that? All right, I just went ahead and kind of took it more neutral because let's get real. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I know this is just like another one of those videos that's kind of going all over the place, but hearing myself when I edit it and hearing myself say some of the things, it's helpful for me to kind of just get it out. Sometimes it's just festering in there and you need to get your ideas out, your thoughts and your feelings out. Okay, so I'm done with my makeup. Now all I have to do is pick out an outfit, and then I actually have to take an Uber because Corey is already there and we only have one car. So let's go ahead and pick an outfit. I want to show you guys something really cool also. I have a Roku TV, but you can go on YouTube yourself, and if you look up our church, 1LA, they actually live stream all of their services. So when I click Potter's House, it will say live at their 3 different service times. So make sure to check that out. I'll leave a link below, but you guys could join us every Sunday through live stream. So watch, I'll be able to see Corey at church already. There we go. See, there he is. So you guys can join us for church every Sunday if you would like. He, you know, sings, I don't know, maybe at least one Sunday a month. Huh, Cash? Yeah, isn't that so cool? I love it. So we're gonna actually head to, I'm taking you guys to the last service because then Corey and I usually grab a bite after lunch, after church. So I need to go pick an outfit. I'm getting distracted. Let's go. Okay, I am ready to rock and roll. I'm just gonna eat something really quick and then I'm gonna call an Uber and we will go.
I came to push somebody off the threshold today and into the field to use what's in their hand. Why? Because I want to see you receive everything God has for you. But the second reason is because I realize there's certain things God's spoken to you that are going to take twice the effort for half the results if you don't move when you're supposed to.